What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream regularly here as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound. And I do have a new song coming out on January 1st, 2025 called Run. For those of you on Spotify, there is a pre-save link in the description below, and I would appreciate if you would consider pre-saving it, as that does help the algorithm, but I appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and dive into this video, which is about the promo cards, right? So we have the auction as well as Legends promo cards, which Legends are coming to an end, right? We're entering the fifth and final phase, and I would say that the auction promo is about halfway through. Maybe not quite, but we're pretty much there. As you can see, the regular foil, we are now at 49. Maybe we are more than halfway, but we're at 49 here on the regular foil, and we've had 2 of the gold foils already. So I suppose that puts us at 51. Yeah, we're just over halfway on this. Now, what I wanted to do was just take quick stock of where things are at roughly, right? So you can see here that with the auction promo, we've locked up 81 million SPS. Sorry, not SPS, DEC, right? And this is all going back to the DAO. It's not getting burned. And if we go over to the Legends and go over to the leaderboard here, you can see that in total, over the first 4 phases, we have locked up almost 460 million. Now, this final phase of Legends, I think, is going to be a good one. There's some solid cards in there for those who are unfamiliar. I should already have a video kind of talking about this, but you got the Warborn Shaman, who's just okay. But this guy, Fizzbo the Fabulous, I think is going to be fantastic. It is the legendary card, and I think a lot of people are going to love it. But let's talk about where I think this ends up when it comes to DEC getting locked up. So if we go to the Legends, you can see here that obviously we've averaged more than 100 million per phase, right, through the first 4 phases. We are about to enter the 5th and final phase, and I would not be surprised if we, at the very least, got another 100 million, right? So let's be conservative and just say, okay, it's going to do at least 100 million, since that's well below the average that we've seen. But let's just go with 100 million here. So that puts us at roughly 560 million DEC. Hopefully more, but 560 million just to be on the safe side. Then when we go over to the auction promo, and let's go to past winners here. What we can see is obviously the prices have come down somewhat from the 1.3, 1.4 million, but even as of yesterday, shout out to Aggie, who got one for 1 million. And before that, you know, about 900,000, 950, right? So we're still seeing close to 1 million. And my guess is that my guess is that we are probably going to see about 7 million-ish, right? Maybe 7 to 10 million-ish in the range for the upcoming gold foils, which again, there's going to be 3 more. So let's put these numbers together for the auction side, right? I think that at the very least, just playing it conservatively, we can say that 21 million for the gold foils. There's 3 of them. I think there'll at least be 7 million a piece, if not more. So that's like 21 million. And then you have roughly half of the rest of these cards, the regular foil, which again may not go exactly for 1 million, but again, we're just going to use that as a rough estimate. If they're going to be around 1 million, and I think that the gold foils will probably go for a little bit more than 7 million. Let's just say, right, that 21 plus 50 is around 70 million, right? So you can add that on to the already 81 million that we have. And again, that just puts us at roughly around 150 million. But when you combine this, the 150 plus the 560 that we have over there, it's going to put us at or around, maybe hopefully a little bit above 700 million. My hope is that especially if things start to get a little bit bullish, or people just go a little nuts on, you know, the either the Heloise or the 5th and final phase, we could end up anywhere between the 700 million to 750, I'll say, on the upper end of that. Which, when you consider that we did take out and pay the team 600 million DEC, that's like a 25-ish% return, right? If we do get close to 750, if we can get there, it's a 25% return, because what we did was we paid the team 600 million and we were able to lock up, you know, 700 to 750 million. Hopefully it's closer to 750 if I get a little bit less conservative, a little bit more bullish. Is that a good return? I don't know, right? It's a 150 million increase. We get to lock up the team, you know, put out some hopefully cool cards that are fun for the meta and for the game. I know not everybody's, you know, thrilled about that, because it is a little gated in the sense where you needed to buy these cards. But ultimately, if we just break everything back down into what is the best for the ecosystem and just look at it objectively that way, We did lock up an additional 150 million. Was it worthwhile? That's a question I think we'll have to wait and see. My hope initially was that we would probably lock up closer to 1 billion. And I was thinking we would be able to hit that without Heloise. Heloise was just going to be the cherry on top. So we're well below that initial estimate. And I wonder if I got that, not necessarily from Matt, but it seemed like it could have come from Matt, right? Just like 200 million per card. Based on the previous ones that we've had, not the Hall of Legends, but previous promo cards. So again, it's underwhelming in that sense, right? Of like, if I and we had lofty goals of locking up 1 billion, there's no chance that I think we're going to reach that. But that doesn't mean that it's a negative, right? It's still a net positive. It's just not what we thought it was going to be. So locking up an additional 150 million is no small feat, considering the fact that we are several billion over. It's not, it's maybe not as significant as I would have liked, but ultimately it created, this excitement and created something for the community. And we'll have to wait and see if the larger implications will be felt, right? 150 million may not seem like a lot, but everything else, all else considered, if it's only like 1 billion that we need to worry about, then, and I do think that maybe it's probably closer to 1 billion that we need to worry about, then this does put us in a better position. There's no denying that we're in a better position now, or will be in a better position by the time Conclave Arcana comes out, and we need more DEC in the ecosystem, right? There's going to be 150 million less. So curious to get your thoughts on this. Just wanted to share some of those numbers in a very raw format, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of salt around this. Maybe there'll be some exuberance around it, and maybe it over exceeded expectations. I think we're somewhere in the middle, right? It's definitely underwhelming to what my expectations were. But it's also not like a negative. If we had gone at 600 or below 600, that would have been a failure, like objective failure, and that would have been really bad. It's not that by any means. And like I said, there's still a lot of bullishness to go, especially with the auction one, right? I mean, we saw the first one go for first gold foil go for 14 million. I don't think we hit that, but I also don't think the next three are going to be 7 million, right? I think people understand that there's a floor there. There's several people looking, and I think that it's easy that we hit at least a 7.5, maybe even 8 million, as there's just not many of these gold foil cards. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.